Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day, wherever you are around the world. And again, welcome back to yet another Liverpool news episode for you guys this evening. Of course, we do have some big news. Of course, in terms of transfers, we do have already a confirmed signing. It has been a very long while since we've said that Liverpool have actually signed a player, but we will talk all about that. And of course, we will speak, of course, about Giorgio Mamardashvili. Get your guys' thoughts on the news as well, and get your guys' reaction in the comments as well. Obviously, we're going to speak about Stefan Bajcetic as well. Looks like he's going to be joining Pep Lijnders out in Salzburg. We'll get your guys' reaction to that as well. Of course, we'll speak a bit about Tyler Morton as well, looking like he'll move away from the football club as well. And of course, we'll talk about Federico Chiesa and what David Ornstein has just released about, of course, the Italian winger, forward, however you want to say it. Anyway, but let me know how all of you are in the comments, of course. Anyway, if you are new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff, as bloody normal. Anyway, but we cannot make it up the busiest we've been all summer. True, it's very, very true. Chris, hope you're doing well as well. But big up Andrew as well, saying evening, Connor. What a mad 24 hours it has been. Also, Chris Khan has said we might not be done after we do complete the deal for Chiesa. Well, hopefully not, mate. Again, hopefully Grizz is right for once, and hopefully, no offense to Grizz, but hopefully Grizz is right in that sense that, look, hopefully Liverpool do get another midfielder in the door. Hopefully we do go and get a centre half in as well. Look, hopefully we will have some big news over the next day or two that isn't just Federico Chiesa, of course. Anyway, but again, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well. Hit the share button, hit the like button, and all that good stuff as well. Anyway, but we're going to move on to the first topic, of course. Obviously, Giorgio Mamardashvili is officially a Liverpool football player, Liverpool football player, Liverpool Football Club. But yeah, Liverpool did confirm it. Again, no promo or anything like that. Again, it was just a straight up release, of course, saying we have reached an agreement for the transfer of Giorgio Mamardashvili, subject to a work permit and international clearance, with the Valencia goalkeeper set to move to Anfield ahead of the 25-26 season. Of course, this was a photo release yesterday. Obviously, him already in the Liverpool training gear, of course, in the training top, as you can see on that blurry photo. Of course, that was released yesterday, but I thought I'd add it in there. Of course, anyway, him wearing a Liverpool top. Again, instantly when I think of this, automatically think of Nabil Fekir, and how much of the how bad that ended up anyway. Of course, he's already changed, of course, his bio on Instagram as well. Of course, Giorgio Mamardashvili, you never walk alone at Liverpool as well. He did also release a statement as well, which I forgot to get for the show. Of course, brilliant on my part anyway. But again, thanking the Valencia fans for the wonderful 3 years he's had at the football club. Of course, saying that again, he's chose to stay a further year again, and hopefully will get even better with the team. Of course, because again, Valencia haven't really had a good couple of seasons. Of course, they've been near the bottom of La Liga the last few years as well. So look, hopefully, he'll have a full year in La Liga again. They'll have even better season for La Liga for La Liga, for Valencia, sorry. Of course, again, looking at his stats briefly earlier on, again, last season prevented, I think it was 12 goals last season for Valencia, which is around the Alisson number. And again, the numbers he is producing is of Alisson before he joined Liverpool, before he, that final season at Roma. Again, we're speaking, of course, in terms of future proofing the position. Of course, at the minute, look, we're definitely not gonna need Mamardashvili to step up to the plate straight away, because look, we do have an Alisson Becker there, of course, to again be the best goalkeeper in the world. But maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, of course, Alisson's not going to be here in that aspect of things. And look, Liverpool, it seems like have signed the best goalkeeper that's available in terms of a young profile, in terms of the best for the next generation of goalkeepers. And it looks like that is going to be Giorgio Mamardashvili. And look, we've seen over the years, haven't we, chat, of how bad, we've had goalkeepers. Again, straight away comes to mind when we speak about, in terms of, Karius, when we speak in terms of, I say Karius, to be fair, Karius had a really good 6 months at the club, didn't he? But Adam Bogdan, Brad Jones, these goalkeepers that, again, Liverpool have relied on, Danny Ward to some extent, as well, where, they haven't worked out for many good reasons. But again, Liverpool having a solid world-class number 2 at the moment. It looks like he's going to come to Liverpool next season and look to compete against Alisson. Whether that's the case, of course, that's the early report suggesting that he's going to go go out on loan for this season back to Valencia, and then next season, and he'll come and fight for his spot. Which, look, I think very much it's an interesting aspect of things, isn't it? When you look at it and you do look at it and you go, well, I think for us lot, we think that, look, Alisson's the best goalkeeper in the world and cannot be touched. But again, Alisson, I think, has already said it. He wants to stay for at least the remainder of his contract, which is 2027. Again, Liverpool definitely not going to push Alisson out the door, but they've definitely future-proofed that position, of course, which I think, look, it's a very, very good thing to do, because we've had some bad goalkeepers, certainly in the Premier League era, anyway, of course. But let me know your guys' thoughts, of course, on Giorgio Mamardashvili getting done and getting completed as well. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well, and anything else you guys see. Of course, anyway, I'm checking social media just in case there is anything that does break as well while we're live, to be fair, anyway, as well. But if you guys see anything, of course, then do let us know in the comments as well, anyway. But we cannot make it out. I already read that, sorry. Juventus have shown Federico Chiesa a PowerPoint about how much he loves red wine, and yeah, I've already seen this, Chris. His move to Liverpool is now in doubt. Yeah, brilliant. I'll be happy with the transfer window if we get a centre back in who can play left back too. Another DM dash sentiment. Yeah, look, I think looking at it, Liverpool can do that. If we ended up the window being, getting Mamardashvili done, obviously you're future-proofing that position. Again, it's not for this season. Again, and we're not going to say that, of course, it's a great thing for this year, because it's not. It's for the future. But if we can finish the transfer window off with signing a centre mid, getting Chiesa done, getting a centre back in, and maybe another midfielder, that would be really, really good business. Would be really, really good business for Liverpool, of course. Anyway, but I'm just saying, I think it's a brilliant goalkeeper signing for the future. Obviously, 6'6" goalkeeper, which is absolutely insane for a height of a goalkeeper. Brilliant Euros for Georgia as well. Yes, he did. Obviously, brilliant. Chiesa, just Mamardashvili for me, smart business. But didn't think we needed another forward till next season. But who knows? Could be a long-term Salah replacement. Chiesa great with both feet. Yeah, very, very true. I think we'll get on to Chiesa in a little bit, but I feel like Chiesa, again, for me, it makes a lot of sense. And like I don't get the outrage neither. Like I've seen people being fuming about him, Chiesa coming to Liverpool. I'm like, why? Like, why is everyone angry? At Chiesa coming again. If you're looking at just on an injury front, I can understand in some aspects why, but in terms of the quality of the player, you're signing a Champions League caliber player for 15 million euros. That's unbelievable business. It truly, truly is. Of course, but we'll get onto that in a minute. But I reckon Keller could be gone next summer when Mamardashvili arrives, when Alisson will go, not next summer, but the summer after. We have Joras, I can never say his name, Putalaga. Again, I absolutely butchered that. Jesus Christ. As a backup in 2 years' time. Yeah, apologies for that. Do you think Sancho will go to Juve? But I don't have a clue, mate. I genuinely could not tell you, Rocket. Anyway, maybe. Again, I think the Sterling thing at the minute is getting mentioned, which, again, I'll be interested to see that anyway. But pick up John as well, saying, hi, Connor. Thoughts on Stefan move? Hope he plays regular under Pep. Well, we'll get on to Stefan Bajcetic, of course, anyway. We'll speak on Stefan Bajcetic, again, obviously coming from Ian Doyle, and a lot of Liverpool reporters as well, saying that Stefan Bajcetic is close to making a season-long loan move to Austrian side RB Salzburg, which, look, for me, it's a good move. Again, he's going to get first-team football. Of course, the one aspect of it, though, is that Salzburg midfield looks very stacked for the season. Of course, they've obviously just signed Bobby Clark, haven't they, from us as well? Which, look, of course, he's going to a place where, again, the manager knows exactly about Stefan Bajcetic. You already know the quality. He already knows the qualities of the player. Again, he's spoken in depth in terms of how good he has been for Liverpool. But it's also that sense of Liverpool are very much leaving themselves short, and we'll get on, similar to the Tyler Morton situation, where I personally thought it would be one or the other would go, but it does appear that both Stefan Bajcetic and Tyler Morton will be leaving before the deadline. So it's that weird aspect of, again, Liverpool leaving themselves too short in midfield. Personally, I feel yes. Again, you're leaving yourself. Again, you look at Liverpool's midfield and you go, oh, okay, look at Liverpool are pretty well, equipped in that area. But the big problem is, again, the number 10 position, you've got Dom Szoboszlai, you've got Harvey Elliott. That's the number 10 position. For the two, double pivots, you've got Alexis McAllister, Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch, and Wataru Endo. And again, Curtis Jones is already out injured. You're then leaving yourself, again, having to play and overplay potentially an Alexis McAllister, a Ryan Gravenberch, where, again, if one of them gets injured again, you're really then down to the bare knuckles in terms of the midfield. Again, of course, Dom Szoboszlai can, maybe, come into the more advanced double pivot side. But for me, I think if Liverpool was to let go of both Stefan Bajcetic and Tyler Morton this season, again, you are leaving yourselves a bit short, but are Liverpool opening the door in that aspect to bring in somebody? I think that's another question that maybe Liverpool, again, might be looking at as well. Again, look, we didn't know when the whole Zubimendi stuff was happening. We didn't know who Liverpool were going for. Of course, that news come out and sadly we didn't get him. But is there another midfielder? Is there another optimistic signing that Liverpool are looking at and going, okay, we could bring him in? Because I wouldn't be surprised neither if we had more news about a Wataru Endo looking to leave, or again, somebody coming in for someone else with the Liverpool squad. Again, not in midfield, necessarily, but again, I would be surprised if Wataru Endo was here next season, and whether that's again this summer or maybe in January, I'm not so sure. But I do believe and I do feel like, especially with Wataru Endo, again, the midfielders I spoke about in terms of Curtis Jones, Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, Wataru Endo, of course, he is the only number 6 that Liverpool have. But in terms of the play style, he's far different from those players that I've just mentioned. And the style and the way Arne Slot wants a number 6 to be, that's sadly not Wataru Endo. It's more Tyler Morton and Stefan Bajcetic than it is Wataru Endo. And again, I'd keep Endo. I think Endo, I think is a really, really good player, and I would keep him. But then again, that factor of, again, he doesn't fit the system. And then how do you have that player in your team? Let's say as well. So look, hopefully we will. We will have some more news, of course, hopefully in midfield. Anyway, but also people were complaining, saying the game was boring the other day, but the football was world class. I enjoyed it. I don't get the negativity, let's say, anyway. But Stefan needs that low move. For me, coming back from an injury wasn't likely gonna get games this season, so right move for him. Then we assess him when he comes back. Yeah, 100%. As well. Look, I wouldn't be against keeping Tyler Morton. I think Tyler Morton's capable of playing the 6 for Liverpool under this new system. Again, last season and under Klopp, probably not. But I think, especially under Slot and the way we play, more possession-based football, I think it suits more of a player of Tyler Morton's style. But I won't be shocked if we sign a midfielder that's not been linked with us at all. Yeah, 100%. Again, I think that's something again Liverpool are going to work and try and find a solution for. Anyway, but we'll get on then, and we'll talk about Tyler Morton then. Of course, again, I mentioned Stefan Bajcetic, but Tyler Morton again looks more advanced at the moment. Of course, Florian Plintenberg, obviously, just taking the Ramfield sector. So the Bayer Leverkusen are pushing to sign Tyler Morton. Negotiations with Liverpool today, talks ongoing, and about a loan with an option or an obligation to buy. The player is keen to join Leverkusen and Xabi Alonso, of course, as well. It's also said from Lewis Steele that Liverpool have a decision to make over fellow young midfielder Tyler Morton, and they are expected to decide in the next 24 hours whether to accept a loan proposal from Bayer Leverkusen, which of course then it was also said by Lewis Steele as well, saying that Leverkusen have promised Tyler Morton to play at least 50% of his games this season if he remains fit. So again, Xabi Alonso wanting another Liverpool player. Of course, we know that, again, back last summer, he wanted Luke Chambers very much from Liverpool. Of course, there was that whole thing, of course, about Sepp van der Berg as well. That it was between Leverkusen and Brentford as well to sign Sepp van der Berg. So, again, Xabi Alonso does like a few Liverpool players in that aspect of things as well. But, again, you look at the type of players in that Leverkusen midfield. Again, Palacios, again, the Argentinian midfielder, again, very possession-based midfielder, obviously alongside Granit Xhaka. Again, Tyler Morton, you would think, would fit that role perfectly. I think Palacios is only now just coming back from injury as well. So, look, it would be interesting to know, of course, whether or not it's going to be the case of that. I'd be surprised if Liverpool did if Liverpool did turn around and do something a bit different in that aspect, in terms of an obligation or in terms of an option to buy. I think it would be more of an option to buy, because again, Liverpool, they did realistically want to sell Tyler Morton for 20 million. If that obligation to buy is there, in terms of, again, whether that, of course, it would be the aspect that Liverpool would want in terms of the price tag as well, it would be very, very interesting as well. And I would be intrigued to see and to know that as well. Anyway, but again, I'm just double checking to see if there's no news on Chiesa anyway. But I think, look, in terms of what I think we are going to expect from Tyler Morton as well, again, I think he'll absolutely do really, really well in the Bundesliga. I think, again, the Championship, I think when you actually look at his individual stats, again, I think he was in the top, top 2% in terms of, again, counter pressing metrics and so on as well. Again, he very much does feel like a Xabi Alonso midfielder. And again, that might be good for Liverpool in that aspect if he was to go out on loan and maybe come back. But I do feel like Liverpool are looking to sell him, because, like I just said, Liverpool very much wanted to sell him this summer, but it does look like a loan deal. I think even but then it also saying that mind, look at Nat Phillips, for example. Like I haven't got anything up for Nat Phillips, but again, it looks like Liverpool are going to loan Nat Phillips now for the season instead of selling him. And look, I feel sorry for Nat Phillips. Like, go and sell him, please, because he deserves to go and play football as well anyway. But look, I think when Tyler Morton going to Leverkusen, I think that would be a very, very good move for him. I do. I think, again, a year under Xabi Alonso, again, it could be a lot worse going elsewhere as well. But look, he's going to get Champions League football as well. Of course, looking to retain the Bundesliga as well. Look, I think it'd be a very, very good move for him as well. Maybe if Liverpool want to keep him for next year, who knows? But I think, look, either way, he's either going to get a really good move to Leverkusen or come back to Liverpool even better as well for next season as well. But evening, Doug, as well. Hope you're doing well. Seen a tweet saying it's 14 Italian. Of course you did. Make of that what you will. Yeah, look, I think he will be either 14 or 22. I think he'll be. And before anybody says, "Oh, Calvin Ramsey's 22," again, we know the team or the the numbers guys, they do change a few things, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was number 14 for Liverpool anyway. But again, Chris saying Morton is Van der Berg category. Do you want him to come back every summer after a loan? I'm not against keeping him, but again, it's the game time, which is why I wouldn't let him. Yeah, look, I think it's this thing, isn't it, where I think obviously with Morton, it's similar every year though, isn't it? You always get the players like, are they going to come back? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? Like, he is in that category, isn't he? Again, Seb Van der Berg was that. Nat Phillips has been that way. He would come back, every single year and then be loaned out or stay as like the fifth, sixth choice. As like I said to you guys, though, I'm very surprised what the both of them are leaving in terms of Stefan Bajcetic and Tyler Morton. I did think one of them would stay and one of them would go, but again, does that access Liverpool going into the market? Yeah, that might be an actual case in that aspect of things as well. So we'll just have to wait and see, chat, won't we? Of course, anyway. But football lovers in as well. Hello, mate. Saying hello, friend. I think Chiesa's Chiesa, yes, he is a nice buy, but if he has to play like the Euro 2024, he doesn't inspire me much. If I should buy a striker, I would buy Milan's young 2008 star Federico Kamada as well. I've heard of Kamada as well. I hope you're doing well, mate, as well. But yeah, look, I think for 50 million euros, though, you can't go bad with Chiesa, can you? But we'll get into the Chiesa stuff now then, chat, as well. Get your guys' thoughts on it as well. Of course, obviously, we got this yesterday from Romano as well, obviously breaking the news of Chiesa and Liverpool looking to sign Federico Chiesa for this season. But we've just had David Ornstein, of course, break the news as well, saying that Liverpool working to complete the signing of Federico Chiesa from Juventus before the transfer window shuts. The 26-year-old attacker is available for 15 million euros, and Liverpool are proceeding long-term amired of Italian international, plus discussing a 4-year contract, obviously after the Athletic and after Fabrizio Romano as well. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat, because I think it is interesting. Of course, look, again, 4-year contract. Again, we didn't hear much in terms of that. Again, we heard yesterday from James Pearce that Liverpool were discussing a 15 million euro deal. I think, James Pearce and the Athletic were the only ones to speak about a price tag as well. But again, David Ornstein, coming out again, saying again, it's a 4-year contract, of course, again, and 15 million euros, which I think works out at around, 12.5 mil. I could be wrong with that as well. But look, we could be signing like I said, a Champions League caliber midfielder. Or I say midfielder, he's not even a midfielder. A Champions League caliber forward for £12.5 million, which again is an absolute steal in that aspect of things as well. But Romano as well also posting as well, saying during talks on Monday, Federico Chiesa opened the door to Liverpool and he's super keen on the move. Negotiations are underway between all parties involved to get the deal done. Liverpool are confident the only club to approach Juve with a formal contact has been Liverpool. So, of course, that's obviously disclaiming, of course, the reports that Barcelona were going to come in for him or have been in contact for him as well with Juve. Again, obviously, player side, of course, there's going to be these rumours and so on, of course, in terms of bringing in the players and so on. But again, Barcelona never made a move for Chiesa. Again, they've never gone on to, again, proceed in those aspect of things neither. So look, I think it's very interesting. Obviously, Liverpool going after Chiesa. I think we spoke about it yesterday, didn't we, chat, in terms of, again, Liverpool have the idea that, again, Chiesa can be the backup towards Mohamed Salah. Again, we know for many years that Michael Edwards, had him on his list, even before he left Liverpool in 2022, or 2021. So again, he is very much a long term target in that aspect of things. Again, we heard stories, and I think even the Athletic did article pieces on Cody Gakpo, for example, when he joined Liverpool, that Liverpool have been looking at him since 2014. So again, there's always that like aspect of things that Liverpool, again, I've seen people saying that this Chiesa situation has been a rush. Liverpool have gone and rushed this again. Like it's very much a panic buy in that aspect of things. But it does feel like Liverpool are well scouted on him. Again, 15 million euros when the player was getting quoted around 100 million euros back 2 years ago. Like again, it is an absolute steal. Of course, their injury record is something to be worried about, considering again you're looking at the amount of games he's missed since 2019. But if you can get the Chiesa that was in Euro 2020, if you can get the Chiesa that's dragged Juventus out of bad situations time and time again, if you can get that guy to come in and add the quality to the front line in terms of Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah, that's scary. Like Liverpool have the scariest front line going, and again, this for me, and I said it yesterday, is the Shaqiri Minamino signing, the top up then to Liverpool's forward line that makes it even more scary. And the fact now you look across the whole front line and there's no drop off in terms of quality that Liverpool have in the forward line. I'm very much looking forward to seeing Federico Chiesa in a Liverpool shirt as well. Because look, I think the deal will get done. I think Liverpool will get it done. If all these reporters are coming out and saying like, look, they're looking to accelerate it, and look, I do think Liverpool will also. I think Liverpool will get someone else in the door. I think Liverpool will get two players in before the window shuts. Of course, one being Chiesa, the other one being a centre half. I don't think Liverpool will sign a centre mid, but I'd love to be surprised and I'd love to be shocked anyway. But it's nice for Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards to finally do something in August, of course. Anyway, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts on the news as well. Liverpool are discussing a 4-year contract with Chiesa as well, obviously exclusive from David Ornstein anyway. But Chris saying Italy had a poor coach in charge. Yes, they did, to be fair. I think this needs to be perspective regarding the 6 slot wants. Grav is not a defensive midfielder and is being favoured over Endo, that suggests that Slot does not want a defensive midfielder. I think he wants more of again, as you've said a bit, more of a Xabi Alonso - Rodri style player, and hence we wanted Zubimendi, who falls under that category. Yeah, exactly. Again, Liverpool don't want an out-and-out DM. They want someone who, again, is defensive minded, but again is really good on the ball. And that would have been Zubimendi, but sadly, of course, that didn't happen. But at 15 mil euros for Chiesa, it's a gamble that's well worth the risk. Yeah, absolutely, Phil, as well. Hope you're doing well as well, mate. But 100%. We've been linked with Chiesa for years. I'm sure to not a shock signing in my eyes. Probably scouted him over the years. Yeah, exactly. And but that's the thing. I've seen loads of people saying, loads of people having the idea that Chiesa has been an Arthur Melo signing, and for me that makes no sense, because it's quite clear Liverpool have not just. It's clear Liverpool have not just like thrown out the door. They've looked at it and they may have gone for a while like, oh, okay, he's the guy we're going to go for. And again, all this talk with Barcelona, wanting him and this, that, and the other. Again, they may have done, but Barcelona have struggled just to register one player. Again, they would probably have to sell another 2 players to register a Chiesa. And I've seen loads of Barcelona fans on social media crying the fact that, again, they've lost out on Chiesa. But it's that thing of, again, where I look at it personally and I go, well, Liverpool are very much capable of getting this over the line, and very much capable of following, the whole, the whole window. Liverpool can very much look at it and go, oh, well, you want to back up for Mohamed Salah? Again, he's that guy. And look, I'm very much excited about Chiesa joining Liverpool as well. Hopefully he's on the bench for Old Trafford, hopefully. Not going to get excited about Chiesa yet. I don't trust the story. It's true. You're the truth. You should know the truth, and the truth is Chiesa is going to join Liverpool. People looking too much into Chiesa's injury record. There's only been one time he was out for a while. That's it. All the others were knocks. True. Very, very true. Agreed on your thoughts on Chiesa. Just adds to our attack. Yeah, it adds to the scariest front line in Europe. And that's true. But Chiesa will get done. Not like Supermendy waiting for the cows to come home. Not you can't promise him with Spanish hills and was it paella as well anyway. But we'll have cheap deals to making profits. But it's not only that. Again, it's rare that you get for the price as well. It's rare that you're getting the quality of Chiesa. It is, like nobody can say, oh, well, look at this, for example, and go, oh, well, Liverpool are not doing this, that, or the other. Like, look, Liverpool have got an absolute, it's an absolute bargain. And when you look at Europe, again, one team I'm very surprised hasn't gone in for him is Chelsea. I'm very surprised they haven't gone in for him because, look, if they can sign a Champions League quality player for 15 million euros, again, I'm surprised they aren't biting their hand off of it. But look, we could all be surprised by it anyway. But look, I'm hoping that we'll find out a bit more, maybe even a bit later or tomorrow. I think it will be tomorrow now. I don't think anything's going to be breaking unless watch me end the stream and then something big will come out, and that's always the case normally as well. But look, I've been checking all night before, when we're on and checking everything as well. But look, I do think it's very much we will just get a random bomb from someone like an Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano that will again tell us deal agreed. I do think now tomorrow will be the day that we find out about it, and then hopefully then that talks about centre half and so on as well, that Liverpool do actually get a few deals done before the deadline on Friday as well, which we will be doing a deadline stream. Don't be worrying about that either. So very much looking forward to that, of course. But Chiesa can play the false nine, so perhaps we're signing a replacement for Nunes. Again, I've seen this, that thing about Darwin Nunes, that of Darwin trying to force his way out. Look, I do think and I do feel like Arne Slot is working with Darwin Nunes. I just have this feeling. Again, I don't know anything, but I just have the feeling that he's working with Nunes to get the best out of him. And like we've already said it, Jurgen didn't really use Darwin until the Newcastle game last season. Arne Slot maybe waiting to use Darwin in certain aspects of it. Again, could be Man United. You never know in terms of tactics wise. But again, we know that Diogo Jota seems to be the favoured striker for Slot, but again, that could change in an instant. Like look at last season. The front three was what Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, and Mohamed Salah. Darwin Nunes comes in, has a really, really good few games, and was the main striker for big chunks of last season as well, while Jota was out and so on as well. So, look, it can all change. And as well, not saying that Chiesa can't play false nine, because he can. And again, that tactical wise, again, will suit Arne Slot perfectly. That you can use somebody at this at his dispense that again is so good in so many positions. Again, can play on the right, can play in the center, can play on the left. He has a world-class player in that sense of, again, he's capable of playing anyway. And look, we had that player before in terms of Bobby Firmino. Again, not saying Bobby Firmino, Chiesa's anywhere like that in terms of technical wise, but again, in terms of playing everywhere, again, Bobby Firmino could play literally in mid. He could literally play DM if you wanted him to. That's how good Bobby Firmino was. So, look, it's that thought process of, again, that Liverpool are going to have the best in quality again up top. And again, we all go on about maybe midfielders and so on, like in terms of what like Liverpool have signed over the last 10 years, for example. The forward lines have always been good for Liverpool, no matter what, and over the last 10 years, Liverpool have signed quality strikers as well. So, look, again, I'm not worried about that aspect. But again, I'm excited to see what Federico Chiesa does for Liverpool's attack as well. But we would be far we would by far have the best. Sorry, my head went completely west. Then I read like half the thing, and I was like, "What?" No, but we would by far have the best attack if Chiesa does join. Yeah, 100%. Like again, City. You look at that attack. Arsenal's depth isn't there. Again, Arsenal's starting forward line is decent, but they apart from Trossard, they have no depth. Um, excuse me. Again, they've got, of course, Gabriel Jesus as well, but certainly on the right hand side, they're very much poor. Again, I don't even know who their backup is. Is it Reece Nelson for the right wing chat for Arsenal? I'm not even sure. But look, for Liverpool, Liverpool have the best forward line. In terms of squad. Again, we do have the best forward line in that aspect of things as well. But Chiesa looks like to be on the bench against United if we get it done. Yeah, hopefully. Cal as well, pick up as well. Hope you're doing well. Pick up Prezi as well, saying forget the DMs needed con. Let's just outscore teams by 2 to 3 goals every game. Well, you could do it. Like prime Brendan Rodgers, Jesus Christ, we don't need that. Brazzy, we don't need prime Brendan Rodgers years back at Liverpool again. But look, obviously we're going to do a United preview. Probably it might be Saturday. We might do the United preview because, of course, you've got also we've got transfer deadlines coming up as well. Actually, it might be either Thursday or Saturday because, of course, Thursday we're going to be doing Champions League stream. That's Thursday. Of course, the draw is out on Thursday, so we'll know who we get in the Champions League. Obviously, Friday will be transfer deadline day, so we're going to be speaking about that. Again, if there's any, obviously we're going to have our own new episode shows, of course, like this, speaking on Chiesa and so on as well. Of course, we already have one ready for the deal agreed, of course, but again, we'll have to wait and see for that, of course. But hopefully, we'll have some more news coming thick and fast. I'm double checking to see if there isn't anything new about it. Let me just reset this. Is there anything else that's going to be out today? Probably not. Now, of course, but is Twitter down, chat, or not? Watch it all be down now. That'll be absolutely horrific if that was to be the case. Anyway, but no, I don't think anything's broke anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts as well before you shoot off as well about Chiesa. If anyone's just popping in as well and wondering what I'm on about, of course, David Ornstein did release. They're saying Liverpool working to complete signing of Federico Chiesa from Juventus before the transfer window shuts. 26-year-old Juve attacker available for 15 million euros, and Liverpool proceeding long-term admirers of Italian international, plus discussing a 4-year contract as well. So again, we know that Liverpool is speaking about a 4-year deal for Federico Chiesa as well. Of course, that's the first bit of news we've had in terms of contracts as well for that. So again, we know it's around 50 million euros, which is like 12.5 mil. So hopefully, we'll have even more news maybe later on or tonight as well about it as well. Anyway, but good luck with the neutral format explaining it. Do you know what? I've watched 2 videos trying to explain it to me, and I still don't get it. So yeah, brilliant. But no, we will be live for that anyway. But I expect it. Here we go tomorrow, or even early hours of the morning. Probably tomorrow. It will be. I would be surprised if we didn't hear anything by tomorrow morning. Chiesa only wants to join us. That's the latest. That's the players I want. Yeah, 100% as well. This is definitely a Yearwig Edwards signing to Hughes. Yeah, no, it is 100%. Like again, we mentioned it earlier on that this is very much a Michael Edwards signing. It's not a Richard Hughes signing. But yeah, it's very much an interesting aspect. The fact we've gone for him as well is very much a Michael Edwards signing. Again, I do think if COVID didn't happen, I think Liverpool might have signed him in 2021, and I do believe that. But again, we'll have to we'll have to again get him now in 2024 anyway. But Evening Hero as well, saying good news on the transfer front. Hey, yeah, 100% it is. Again, looking good, looking positive, but again, not fully done yet, of course. But Brendan was against the club and signed the likes of Bajcetic, who did not even fit his style. Edward saved us and sold Bajcetic, and we ended up breaking even. We signed a lot of Dross and Brendan. Yeah. Again, like I've said this to if anyone's a long-term viewer of the channel, when we've had Anton, obviously Anton Leicester fan, and we were speaking when Brendan Rodgers was their manager, and I said to him constantly, you will get angry towards Brendan Rodgers because he signs ridiculous stuff, and I think it's a constant theme with Brendan Rodgers. The Brendan Rodgers seems to think he knows everything in terms of signings. Again, Ian Graham, I think, spoke in terms of his book, saying again they wanted to sign Diego Costa. They didn't get it because again he was obsessed with Benteke. Again, look at Bobby Firmino. Liverpool desperately wanted Bobby Firmino. Brendan Rodgers nearly destroyed that. Brendan Rodgers turned around and went, nope, don't want him. Don't want him. And if you bring him to the club, I'm not going to use him. And again, Bobby Firmino is one of, again, when you think about the Klopp era, you think about Bobby Firmino straight away. One of the most underrated players in world football, in my opinion. And due to Brendan Rodgers, that nearly didn't happen, chat. And that's a scary thing to think about, the fact that we nearly didn't have Bobby Firmino in our team because of Brendan Rodgers. That does my head in thinking about that as well anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts. Connor, may I watch more RB Salzburg games to keep an eye on Bajcetic and Bobby Clark? Again, yeah, I will be doing it to see how they do. Of course, anyway, but Rodgers was awful. Yes, he was awful. Again, we had one of the best seasons ever with Brendan, of course, with Suarez. But yeah, looking back at it now, bloody hell, Jesus Christ, what a time to be alive that was. Brendan traded his loyal wife. Again, I'm not gonna thingy that hero. Spurs having the same problem with Ange. Both Ange and Brendan come from the Scottish Premiership one trick gang. I don't think that. I think Ange. Again, Ange has got more about him than Brendan Rodgers. Again, like if you used to say to me right now, out of the two, who would I want? Out of the two, all day, Ange Postecoglou, like all day. And again, I don't hate Brendan Rodgers, but I just don't think if he gets linked to a Premier League job even this season, I'll be like, how? On track experience, how? Because again, you look around Liverpool side, again, Luis Suarez got us, nearly to the Premier League title. Him, Sturridge, Sterling, and Gerrard, like those four in that season was unbelievable. Coutinho as well was really, really good. But after that, when we had the injuries and obviously Gerrard leaving, again, I blame Brendan Rodgers for Steven Gerrard leaving, because I think even he said it. If he knew Jurgen Klopp was going to be signing for Liverpool, he would have signed that contract extension for Liverpool. And I think that just goes to show. And even when you go back and you watch, it was like that LFC documentary on My Five, like that was horrific. Watching that back and watching clips back of that, you go, well, how on earth did the club hierarchies not get rid of him quicker? But I think they were smart. I think everyone criticizes the board at Liverpool at times, but I think they were really smart. I think they were willing to sacrifice half a season to get Jurgen Klopp in, because they knew he was available. They knew, maybe in about 6 months' time, he'll be back in management, and we'll be the first ones there. And look what happened. We got Jurgen Klopp, and the rest was history. And look, hopefully, Arne Slot's style of play as well will also be amazing, as well as Klopp's was. But Klopp saved the club. If we won something this season, it will be thanks to Jurgen. Yeah, I would agree. Dyer, who left Spurs, even talked about Ange being a bit dodgy. Again, it's Eric Dyer, though, isn't it? Like, Like, again, I'm not going to trust Eric Dyer's word on it anyway. But look, either way, like, out of the two, I'd much rather. And anyway, but we're going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, big thank you to everyone for tuning into the stream, of course. Anyway, of course, obviously, we've spoken about, of course, Giorgio Mamardashvili. That's now official. He is an official Liverpool player as well. So, again, welcome to Liverpool, Georgie, as well. Of course, we've spoken about Stefan Bajcetic and Tyler Morton as well. Looks like both of them are going to be leaving the football club. And, of course, we've spoken about this man, Federico Chiesa, as well. So, again, let me know your guys' thoughts as well. Are you excited about Chiesa joining the club? And again, let me know your shirt number as well. Are you going to get him on the back of your new kit as well? Again, we haven't really mentioned it, but of course the third kit's out as well. We didn't really speak about that, and I forgot to bring it up on the show. But yeah, the third kit's out as well. I really like it. I think Nike have really done well with this year's kits in terms of Liverpool's. Of course, they're going to do it, decent job because, of course, it's the last year under Nike. Of course, Liverpool go back to Adidas next year. So again, look, hopefully, we'll have a few signings to show off the new kits as well, maybe anyway. But yeah, if you're new around here, of course, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. I believe we are. Hang on a minute, let me double check before I say this out loud as well. I believe we are 10 subscribers off 1.8k. So if we can get to 1.8k, that'll be fantastic. Of course, obviously the aim is to get to 2k before the end of the season. So again, if we could get that would be absolutely fantastic. But look, we're 10 subs away from 1.8k. So if we can get that, it'd be absolutely fantastic as well. Obviously, make sure you are subscribed as well, because like I said, we've got plenty coming up on the show. Of course, we've got Champions League coming up as well. We've got transfer deadline day coming up. We've got Man United preview as well to look forward to as well. Get your guys' thoughts, get your guys' opinions as well in the comments. And yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts if you're watching on the repeat as well, because I know there is plenty of people who watch things on the repeat as well anyway. But again, let me know in the comments down below as well. Big up to everyone as well in the chat as well. Thank you very much for tuning in as always as well. But I get the keepers top nice again this year. Yeah, 100%. And there's a few new there are a few new signings for the United game, hopefully, for Cal as well, hopefully. Fingers crossed we will have news on Federico Chiesa joining Liverpool, hopefully tomorrow as well. Actually, before we do shoot off, I know I'm dragging it around a little bit, but I'm going to double check before we go off, because I just know our luck. We'll go off air, and then bang, here we go. It'll be confirmed. And then, yeah, just brilliant. Nope. Yeah, nothing being spoken about. There we go. So anyway, if you want to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Anyway, any news that does break, will be live for it. Anyway, so make sure you are subscribed anyway. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.